Good morning, everybody. Mark Finan here in the home weather office on this Monday morning. It is the second day of June 2025. This is the morning briefing coming to you from the home weather office. And as I look out the window, it's a beautiful morning, comfortable temperatures, blue sky. The heat we had back on Friday and Saturday, gone. In Sacramento at Executive Airport, we went 102 on Friday and Saturday, our first 100s of the year. But yesterday, I think it was 85, 87, something like that. So nice big drop off. And over the next couple of days, temperatures will stay in a comfortable range. We'll see some warmer days, some cooler days. But right now, it doesn't look as though we have any 100s in the future. A couple of interesting things going on this morning, however. Let's show you that. All right, so here's the satellite. Look at this. There's some smoke in here. Now, I've been trying to figure out where all this is coming from. I'm pretty sure this is coming from Canadian wildfires. But what's interesting is we have a low down in here spinning around, and the circulation around that is helping to drag some of that smoke through Northern California. Now, farther to the north, you can see this area of smoke. So the brighter white, all of that is cloud cover. This more hazy area, yeah, that is smoke. There is a fair amount of it. And as a matter of fact, let's go to the east satellite and you'll see even a lot more of this. Actually, yesterday I was flying back and flew through some of this and it was pretty thick. But yeah, there are Canadian wildfires and there are parts of the East Coast where this has been very thick. And you can see it's driven all the way down into the Gulf Coast down in here. So yes, we have this flow dragging it down like this. So some areas it's just a little hazy. In some areas, like in Wisconsin, it's actually pretty thick. Now for us, this is relatively thin. And also keep in mind, this is elevated. So this doesn't impact our breathing or anything like that. It's just, if you look up, the sky isn't quite as blue. And we may see this dissipate a little bit as we go through the day. The other thing you'll notice is a pretty nice deep marine layer. Matter of fact, let's take a look at the marine layer this morning. From the Fort Ord profiler, it's way up to 3,000 feet. So nice deep marine layer. However, while we had a good onshore breeze yesterday, today the breezes are going to be a little bit different. As a matter of fact, the National Weather Service even put up a red flag warning for the north end of the valley because of these north winds. Now, this isn't a widespread north wind event, and this is CANSAC showing that around Sacramento and San Joaquin County, as well as in the foothills, the winds are pretty light. And that's the 8 o'clock version of the model, 8 a.m. And by 2 o'clock in the afternoon, while it's still breezy in parts of Tehama County, actually into Solano County, we have an onshore breeze. So while temperatures today will be maybe a little bit warmer than yesterday, an onshore breeze will bring in cooling as we go through the evening, as you can see here. So this is our classic summer pattern. Warm days, but a nice breeze at night, keeping temperatures in a very comfortable range. And yes, I'll say summer, a summer pattern, because June 1st is the start of meteorological summer as opposed to June 21st, the start of astronomical summer. It's summer. It's summer in Northern California. It's June. Yeah. So that's today. Do we have the Delta breeze again tomorrow? Let's go into tomorrow. This is tomorrow morning. Light onshore breeze. Once again, some of that, let's see. Oh, that is actually a south wind. No, that's a north wind. Yeah, I'm not quite sure about that. And then in the afternoon, once again, we get the Delta breeze. So yeah, maybe somewhat breezy with north winds in Tehama County over the next couple of afternoons. But that won't really be impactful to areas south of Butte County. Instead, we'll have the onshore breeze again tomorrow. So we may see highs in the upper 80s to around 90 the next couple of days, but the overnights will turn quite nice again. And then this is Wednesday, a very typical pattern, warm days with light winds and then a good breeze in the afternoon. Let's take a look at the big picture here and show you what's going on. Here's that low that I talked about on the satellite. Let me go back to the satellite. So yeah, it's tough to pick out, but it's spinning around right here. And then here's how it looks on the 500 millibar chart. And over the next day or so, it just kind of hangs around and sinks off the coast. And we have another little trough come our way to help keep temperatures lower. So what you're not seeing is this big ridge off the coast move inland. If that moved inland, we'd be talking 100 plus, but we're not seeing that. Instead, The high stays off the coast. This could be some warmer days. This is up to, let's see, this is the end of the weekend, so this is Sunday. But beyond that, there's more troughing ahead that could bring in cooler weather once again. So what we are seeing here is warm days, but nothing too hot, at least at this time. And while this looks rather interesting into, what is this, up to around the 10th? This is the 15th, actually. So the middle part of the month, 2 weeks out, another deep trough. Yeah, that's kind of fantasy land. We'll see how that actually works out. So let's take a look at actually the chances of rain, because there are going to be afternoon thunderstorms in the Sierra for the next couple of days. This is the GFS, so this isn't going to have the greatest resolution, but this is this afternoon, showing showers, let's say south of Highway 88 in the Sierra, and then the same thing again on Tuesday afternoon, and then this will show the same thing again on Wednesday afternoon. Not so much on Thursday. Good onshore breezes here, as you can see. So temperatures in a really nice range. Now, I'll go through the next couple of weeks. You saw those various troughs come our way to maybe, you would think that if it was wintertime, we'd be seeing some rain. But there's a chance of mountain showers. That's more than a week out. And then here's that passing trough, but nothing in the way of rain. I'm showing you this because, we often do see a little bit of rain in June, but, more often than not, we'll go through June without anything in the way of rain. Sacramento averages less than 1/10 of an inch of rain in the month of June. However, some of you may remember 2011, when we had more than 1 inch of rain in the month of June. So it does happen. We do get some storms sometimes in the month of June. But right now, the next 2 weeks do look dry in the valley, but there will be mountain showers. And for the overall temperatures, well, now that we have our first 100s out of the way, yeah, this week looks pretty nice, and so does next week. Some days will be a little warmer, maybe mid-90s, but right now I think looks like most days, the next 10 days would be mid-80s to mid-90s, at and slightly above average for this time of year. Not too bad for early June. That's everything I have for you on this Monday morning. Make it a great day. I'll talk with you later.